Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more Fan Fridays, and this comment really caught my attention. Tailglow Technician Persian Sweep. That sounds like a lot of craziness, and it's also going to be the Alolan Persian. So we can see the Tailglow from the circuitry, but how does Persian get that and then use it and then Technician and then Sweep? Well, that's why we have Fan Fridays. Let's go and check out the shenanigans. Oh wow, this is the International Challenge as well. I didn't even notice that. I just like looked up. I'm like, oh, is this Battle Spot? Oh, International Challenge for April, showing the craziness. That kind of takes it to the next level. So let's see what the Decidueye Crocodile is going to do against this and how the setup is going to happen. Now, Technician can be strong, especially with like Hidden Power. You can use some kind of moves on the Persian. Intimidate isn't really going to stop the special attack if we're setting up the Tailglow. So not the worst thing that could happen. And that is going to be Decidueye being withdrawn immediately as Salamence comes in. One to go for the damage, one to take the rush down. And Salamence, wow, more Intimidate. So the opponent's trying to pretty fierce double Intimidate. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work against these Pokemon. Persian has a Fake Out, its speed, its support, and that does kind of really help the setup. So that's going to be Xurkitree with the Tailglow. And now it's ready to go and do some pretty ridiculous stuff with the drastic special attack boosting. So Salamence will use the Protect, one stay safe from the shenanigans of this turn. And Persian has Psych Up. Alright, so I was thinking, yeah, I guess if Xurkitree uses the Tailglow, then that means we have Persian with the Psych Up. So now Persian's fast and can deal damage and was pretty safe on the setup. Like, it works out that way because Xurkitree can KO the slower Pokemon and then get a free kill that way. Persian does provide just a lot of support on the Fake Out, and then it's a very bulky Pokemon as well, which means it could survive enough. And then going into the +3 Jesus, that's a lot of damage. I was about to say, +3 stab Technician Snarl. I mean, if it wasn't split damage, that's literally finding one-hit KOs. And the Snarl is more damage than the Dark Pulse because the Technician, that's pretty absurd, as it's Z Xurkitree. And unleashes the full Z-Force move, Gigavolt Havoc, just to make sure everything dies, or at least something dies. And Gigavolt Havoc will target the Salamence, just for that little bit of extra. And I guess to go through Protect. I don't even know. Everyone's protecting and doing shenanigans. But that's going to be Salamence going down. And then Xurkitree with the Beast Boost. So now getting even more stats. Which could also help. And then we have Leech Life. Oh, wow. Big. Wow, that was actually a massive hit. Onto the Persian. Hangs on with the Focus Sash. Right. Not as tanky because you don't have Fur Coat when you're running Technician. Has Focus Sash, though, so gets to survive a setup and then try to kill everything else. And it looks like Decidueye will not be able to survive. Buzzwole got a massive heal, though, as well as just doing some big damage. So that's going to be Decidueye getting dropped, and Buzzwole, at least it's not like a super fast, supposed to be sweepy kind of Pokemon. So that gives Xurkitree the chance to finish it off. It still has a lot of stats as well. And that's going to be Xurkitree taking down the Buzzwole. Interesting battle. Let's check out some more. It's International Challenge. Get hype. We didn't even get to see any other Pokemon. Like, there's still a Tapu Koko, which might have Thunder under Drizzle, Pelipper support, Hurricane shenanigans. Team looks pretty scary overall, and it looks like it's going to get an absolute dunk against this because we have Fake Out, so that's going to stop the Trick Room, and then Xurkitree gets set up, and then it does too much damage, and then, yeah, there's ways of getting around the Trick Room. It can be very powerful. Like, once Trick Room gets set up, especially when you get the Oranguru using whatever it needs to instruct and then just carry the game from there, it does work out pretty well. But Persian has the Fake Out shut down, and Snorlax is going to Protect. So yeah, this is what you expect. Protect, Trick Room. If you can identify Trick Room and then shut it down, oh, that's not good. I was expecting it the other way, that yeah, if you can identify Trick Room shut down, you Fake Out the Oranguru, then you're going to be just fine. But Oranguru will get the Trick Room, and let's see how we can get through this one. Like, I imagine that once you psych up the Tailglow, Oranguru is taking too much damage, Xurkitree gets to absolutely nuke the Snorlax, and Oranguru is going to Protect on this turn, and that's another thing that happens. Like, Snorlax has to use Belly Drum this turn, then it does the attack, then it gets instructed, and then it goes for like 2 one-hit KOs on whatever move it decides to use. But that's going to leave Snorlax vulnerable, and just in case, like, you understand Snorlax could do this, that could be Xurkitree going for the Z move. And the little bit of lag before the turn starts tells me that that's what's going to happen. It's really interesting. Have you guys noticed that? There's like a slight delay, and you can just kind of feel when the Z move is going to happen, or even a Mega Evolution. So the Gigavolt Havoc will be enough to shut down the Snorlax strats, and at least Oranguru isn't really known for doing much on its own as well. So I guess there wasn't really too much threat, and then you still get to Psych Up, and now you just have to deal with Trick Room while you have a Focus Sash Pokemon and a middling speed Xurkitree. That just got another special attack boost. And then because of the Trick Room actually backfiring and then giving it to Persian, now it's at +4 Persian for those Snarls. And Marowak comes in, so it's completely trashed. So Xurkitree going to protect this turn, doesn't want to eat. I mean, if it's Earthquake, that's still going to be pretty bad overall, but Marowak targeting single target Boomerang, not going to be good overall. Oranguru is going to Instruct. And yeah, that's just a little unfortunate right there. So Marowak, double Boomerang, going to be double protected, and then Persian with the Snarl. That's 2 super effective moves at plus. Wow. I am genuinely surprised that Oranguru survived that. That is a beastly tanky Pokemon. Now that Garchomp's in, wouldn't that make the Xurkitree faster? So Oranguru is going to protect because nothing to instruct on a faster Pokemon like that. And Garchomp, double protect. Alright, I guess trying to reverse stall out the Trick Room or something. And then Xurkitree goes for the Energy Ball. Going to be protected on the Garchomp, and the Snarl doesn't really get to do much either. This battle's weird. I mean, we're watching the Persian just do what it needs to. So, going for the double protect, Xurkitree is going to protect. That's going to keep it safe from the Garchomp. And since Oranguru had to protect, that means Garchomp going for the Earthquake. It's going to hit the Persian, split damage without the Fur Coat. How much is that from the Garchomp? Persian tanks it up all right. Not as much as you'd want to see, but it's still a lot of damage. Oranguru actually failing to protect and going down. Persian with the Snarl. Now single target +4 Snarl. Technician boosting Persian gets the carry, and let's check out the last battle from the submissions. I will make a quick note before we get into the next battle. Who knew that the special attack buff to the Persian could actually find a way to work? Like, Technician Snarl, unless you're actually putting boost into it, isn't going to be the most insane thing, especially on a 75 special attack Pokemon. And that was like one of the strange things that's like, well, Persian losing offenses for kind of no reason. Apparently it works out. Still a very frail Pokemon. Kind of unfortunate that they didn't just give it a... Well, I didn't mean to click on that. That they just didn't give it like 60 base stat buff. Make it a 500 base stat Pokemon with that Alolan form. They just wanted to rework the stats on the Alolan Pokemon. And yeah, it's still really frail, which is why that surprising amount of damage came through the Buzzwole. And unless you're running Assault Vest with the Fur Coat, you do feel a lot squishier, which is kind of the opposite of what we've seen. So it's like Glass Cannon, Alolan Persian, one-of-a-kind set, and let's see how it cleans up in the Masters Division battle for the International Challenge. That's kind of it. We get to see it play through, we get to watch the strat conclude, and that's going to be all the cool stuff right there. So, Xurkitree, Persian, just like that, against the Skarmory Gyarados. So, Gyarados, Intimidate, Skarmory dies to electric type moves. Moxie Gyarados also could be a thing, and Fake Out on the Gyarados. You know, don't let it set up. We'll see if there's a Tailwind or what the Skarmory is up to, but that's gonna be the Tail Glow. I mean, Skarmory is going to deal with some hurt, so Skarmory is actually trying to throw down the Air Slash on to the Persian. Not really finding much with that, and then that's going to be Persian with a Psych Up. So the Snarl just going to clean through pretty quickly, and Xurkitree with a Thunderbolt. So you get to pick which super effective dunk it's going to be. Is that a Focus Band? My goodness, the legend, as it's Twister Gyarados hitting both opponents for both allies for not a lot of damage. So I guess we can just kind of see what's happening with this battle. Obviously, not the most competitive person entering the International Challenge right now, but maybe just kind of showing the damage conversions and whatever. So Skarmory going to use that Air Slash. And still, like, hit the Persian, so that's going to be Snarl. Snarl will finish off the Gyarados, and it will be enough to take down the Skarmory. So yeah, like, it's a defensive bulky Pokemon, neutral hit, Snarl, Technician Boost. Like, it all just kind of comes together and leads to damage. And that's going to be Silvally. So how much can we do to the Silvally? Even if Silvally goes for the Protect, going to be able to, like, Z-move, potentially get some damage on it. And then Lapras. Lapras is fairly bulky as well, so I don't know. It's kind of tricky to see how much faith we put into the Persian. So yeah, not enough to 2-hit KO the Lapras, but that's what Xurkitree is there for, finishing up damage. Will be enough to 2-hit KO Silvally. At the same time, it's also providing quick utility. It's a 115 base speed Pokemon. and it's using Snarl, which means if it's outspeeding, then that means it's less damage to worry about from special attacks, which could work out in the end, and Silvally has the X-Scissor. Ooh, that's actually going to hit onto the Persian. Alright, Persian goes down from the super effective hit, but it's done enough work, and I guess we can see where the battle ends from here. So now Pelipper comes in. Don't know what else to say about that. Zergatry could thunder, stuff could happen, you know? And that's a Z move, so just in case there's a Protect as well. I imagine at that much beast boosting, even Protect, 25% reduction, but also at ×3 with the stab, shenanigans, resisted. It's dead. It's dead no matter what. I actually want to see. I want to see a Protect Z move, like a Z move breaking Protect, still find a KO. That'd be pretty ridiculous to watch. But that's gonna be Silvally going down. GG. I think that's kind of it. So yeah, interesting strat. I've kind of talked about this whole time, so I don't really think we need much of a summary to get us caught up to speed. Talked about the stats, talked about what it does, and it's surprising and cool nonetheless. So guys, enjoy the battle. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next Fan Fridays.